Well, the YouTube Aji here, and found this rock, and this has got to do with the King William War, and I wanted to share this with you due to the fact that they claim that this is the second Indian War, and to me, I think that this has nothing to do with an Indian War, and this has definitely got to do with the French and the English. And to me, what I've read about it so far and looking up on, the articles, the French came here and was having it out with the English back in the day in their, hometowns in Europe, and they brought everything here to, to, well, brought their problems here to New England, and you know bringing everything here like the English brought their problems here, which they say the English left England to get off and away from all the laws and the rules, and they wanted to make their new rules and laws. But when they got here, they started using the same treatment towards the Indians, and just made a whole bloody war over it. And that's what it seems like today. It's wars don't end, they're never gonna end, and even today, you got your fugitives, or not fugitives, you got your people coming in from other countries, like ISIS, and they're natives people, and they're gonna come over here and make you stop doing your beliefs, stop saying your pledge of allegiance, stop saying Merry Christmas, stop insulting their race, just like the English did to the Indians. And to me, the more and more I look up on the Indians, and I guess I'm drawn to these places, and it's just nuts how I'm getting, more into this and drawn into. I'm more like an advocate for the Indian of the dead and telling their stories, and I think they should be heard and get the respect they deserve of what they've lost of their land from, ignorance, money, greed, and everything that comes along with it, just like today. And this is near this point, the rock says, Owelt, William, and Oliver Ance, ANCE. It's weird names back then. Longley, with their eight children. What is that? It's on the 27th of July, 1694. The Indians killed their father and mother, and 5 of their children and 3 carried into captivity. The other 3 were carried out to Ontario, Canada. So around here they were killed in this area spot. But you know what? And what I think, just because the Indians had that bad blood in the King Philip War with the English, and the French came over, and I think the French manipulated, of course, the Indians to get involved with their stupid war they were having over in Europe, while they brought it over here in New England. And they just convinced the Indians probably that they would get there. I think they convinced them, we will get your land back. We won't be like the English and, take everything from you. We'll split it 50-50. And that's what made the Indians carry on with the French, and my beliefs, my thoughts, my theories, to fight the English. Because they already had a war with the King Philip. And this was dated 1694. So that means like in 1675 and 76, the King Philip War took place. So that was another 30, 40 years or something that went by. This war went on for 9 years. And, and then they stopped after 9 years and signed a treaty with each other. But the Indians got smart after 9 years, because not only did they stop the war after 9 years, they for 5 years they started to get along, the France and English, but after that 5 years they started back up with another war. So that means, and when they started after 5 years, that's what I wanted to say. I'm trying to calculate this. After the 5 years, the Indians didn't want nothing to do with that next war because, of course, they're getting sick of being in wars with these people, and all they're doing is losing lives and populations, and that's what the story says in Wikipedia. I'm sure there's other stuff, but I just had to point this one out. The King William's War, to me, they didn't have a, who the hell, I didn't even read nothing about no King Williams and who he was. It was just France and English going at it, and the Indians got involved with France to fight the English because, of course, like I said, they had the bad blood with them. But another census war about property, where they were going to live and where they wanted to settle. And not only that, that war for 9 years was all fought up in southern Maine and New Hampshire and all that. So why they came down here with these people and killed them, they must have been English, of course. But why they came down here must have been something led to that. But it's just crazy what the hell was going on. And I think the Indians got into that with the English only, with the French only because they manipulated them and telling them what they were going to do against the English and bring forth what they were going to, share with them and give them all what they want to hear. But yet I bet you everybody took advantage of the Indians, and it's just sick. And I think that I'm brought to these places to tell their stories, and that's what I think. So anyways, YouTube, this is another place of interest. It wasn't that I wanted to bring forth only because of the fact that it had nothing to do but with senselessness of, we're going to live here, you're going to live there, and we're going to get the Indian to help us. So once again, the Indians got into something they didn't have to. Sick things. And that's the one thing I want to make clear, is that when you see stuff like this and the Indians killed somebody, they didn't do it on their own. They were told to do it. And they were just defending themselves. But anyways, I wanted that to be known. Many more places to come, YouTube. Next location out.